Coming up for Australia a little bit later on with the final of the women's gymnastics all-round. One of the stars of the Australian team will be Alana Slater.
Can you imagine a sport demanding more discipline, more sacrifice? 6 hours a day, 6 days a week. For 18-year-old Alana Slater, it's been this way since she joined the Western Australian Institute of Sport, aged only 6.
Once you get the feeling of it, like any skill, it becomes easier for you.
Though easy is hardly the word to describe Slater's young life. After an emergency birth, she spent the first 2 years of her life on a monitor. Her heart would stop beating and she would stop breathing, sometimes up to 15 times a day. Doctors suggested gymnastics to build her strength, a remedy that would change her life forever. Lifted up by angels, motivated by the love and memory of her father Clive, Slater has become a gymnast of rare class, rising as high as the top 10 in world rankings. Manchester will be her second Commonwealth Games. 4 years ago, she was a star as Australia won its first ever women's team gold medal. The thrill of a home Olympics followed in 2000, an achievement to make the Olympic final of the women's all-around.
Oh, good routine for Slater.
You've really got to be determined and believe in yourself. I mean, that's one of the key points, and have enough self-focus to keep you on track.
This time, she's the veteran leader of her young team. As she guides the girls in Manchester, she can look back at a life full of great highs and lows. But for Alana Slater, the journey might have just begun.
Yes, an amazing story, Alana Slater, and the next chapter could be written at around 6 a.m. The women's all-round gymnastics final is...
Kate Richardson. This is the front runner. Been flawless on 2 apparatus so far.
It's interesting to see that the ones who performed well yesterday are crumbling and the ones who didn't perform so well are lifting.
It's the girl that's had a back fusion, and not all that long ago either. But back at the top level of competition and doing it very well here.
Full on pike off. Oh, she's right off the side of the mats. So she's going to cop a few tenth deduction for the running steps backwards, and 2/10 for being outside the tram line. So that's
It's getting to all of them.
very interesting. A very tough competition schedule. They're going 3 days in a row, and I shudder to think what apparatus finals is going to be like tomorrow. There's the full on pike off, drifting to the side, off the side of the mats, 20-centimetre landing mats. So almost as much deduction as a fall with those errors. She's crooked on, takes it straight to the side.
Way off the mark.
So scored a 9.25 yesterday, but realistically that shouldn't be scoring much more than an 8.7, 8.8.
8.875, in fact.
Now she's going to do Yushchenko with a full twist for her second vault. 9.4 start value. So here's a chance for Alana Slater to make a little bit of headway at this point in the competition. Alana yet to come up on bars.
And we're going back to the floor. And Nicola Willis from England.
Good double layout. Had trouble with that yesterday, going outside of the floor area, but much better performed today. Pulling back out for the second line. Strong tumbling. Well, the crowd's finally getting going. Gone through to 2.5, lands it well.
Nicola Willis, huge ovation from the English crowd, or the largely English crowd. There's a few Aussies in there, and others as well, but predominantly English crowd here, giving her a great reception. Kate Richardson waiting for her score. Well, she's got an 8.925, and that takes her to a total 27.700, and very comfortably at the head of the competition.
Quite a long double salto with full twist. She's got powerful tumbling. She's lacking a little bit on the artistic impression through her dance and presentation. There are deductions for that, up to 0.3 within a routine that the judges can take to differentiate between those that have a better artistic impression.
And there's the score, 9.150. Better than she scored in the team's competition.
Still below Sarah Lauren, though, in the all-around standings at this point.
Now, this will be interesting. Alana Slater approaching the bars and needing a very high score. She was the top scorer on bars in the team's competition with the 9.5. She needs better than that here to make some impression on Kate Richardson.
Swinging well, a little bit of leg separation on the Jaeger. Second combination coming up. Hop full is okay. Catches the ginger very well. It's essential that she sticks this dismount. She needs to swing it well. Can she stick it? Yes, she does.
Flawless routine for Alana Slater. What a welcome relief.
Making some headway. It's not over yet.
At last.
And there's the free hip half into the Jaeger. Very high on this Jaeger, right above the bar. Into the pack salto, down to the low bar. Pretty good form. Quick pirouette in, has to get the toes onto the bar to circle around.
Must score well. 9.550, fraction more than she scored on floor, takes her just 0.088 behind Kate Richardson. So that makes things more interesting. to the balance beam now. From Northern Ireland, Victoria Martin. See on the big scoreboard there, Slater's name moving up into second position behind Richardson.
And here she goes, relatively easy mount to get things going. Performs her acrobatic series very nicely. Nice full turning wolf jump. And there's her combination, just putting two little jumps together. Holds it on. Change leg side leap, a little bit of an awkward landing. And a front 1.5 twist to finish that routine. She's the leader for Northern Ireland in the absence of their best gymnast, Holly Murdoch, who was unfortunately injured a short while ago. But we're moving now to Alexandra Croak on floor. Alex did very well on this apparatus yesterday with a 9.25. And he's hoping that she can do a repeat performance now. This first tumbling line, a new one for her. She's all right. No, she's not. Unfortunately, and who can only guess what's going through their minds? So good yesterday.
Well, certainly not a disaster, not a total disaster for Alexandra Croak, but what wretched luck she's been having today on the uneven bars on the beam. And on the floor, her confidence obviously has been badly rocked. Score for the Northern Ireland girl, 8.250 on the balance beam. And here comes Beth Tweddle.
This will be extremely interesting. Tweddle has a chance to be in the all-around medals today. 8.2 on this apparatus the other day. Needs about a 9-1 to catch Slater. Jump full turn. She's looking confident. Certainly going for it. Two and a half twist, jump sideways, but other than that, a pretty good routine.
Is it a 9+ routine? That's the question for Alana Slater.
Relief.
Come up on screen, but Kate Richardson, there she is of Canada, 27.700, ahead of Alana Slater, not by much. Beth Tweddle of England third, then Heather Pennell of Canada fourth, Becky Owen of England, Sarah Lauren of Australia in sixth place, Nicola Willis and Gail Campbell.
Of the all-round finalist of gymnastics, let's return to Liz Chetkovich and Gary Wilkinson.
Now, this is the story. Richardson and Slater have roughly the same potential start values. Richardson on bars, Slater on beam. Richardson had trouble yesterday on one of her combinations. She hits this, she's going to be hard to beat. There's a half pirouette. She's gone for the easy routine. Watered down routine here. Free hip circle. And pack salto to the low bar, looking nice. Oh, she's got to catch this release. Giant fall to Kapchev. She's there. And the pressure will be on Slater if Richardson sticks this dismount. Oh, very good performance. So Slater will have to take the title away from Richardson with an outstanding performance on beam. Richardson's start value is going to be a little bit down. She's gone for the easy version of that routine, and you would do that in this circumstance. There's no point putting in risky elements that might have limited value to you, or return rather. And she does have very clean performance on this apparatus, some legs apart, as I say it, on that Ginga salto, but there's not a lot else in this routine that you can pick on. Andre Rodianenko, former coach in Australia, congratulating.
9.050 for Richardson. 36.750 total to finish the competition. And all to do now for Alana Slater. Nicola Willis, meantime, awaits her score, and she picks up an average 9.125 for both her vaults. Finishes the competition on 35.150. So she finishes behind Sarah Lauren. Slater needs a score of 9.2 to really nail this on the balance beam. 9.15 will do it for her.
And her season's best is around about a 9.15 or a 9.2. She cannot afford to hesitate on this apparatus. She has to be extremely aggressive. She has to trust herself to do what she's done hundreds and hundreds of times before. Any hesitation and she'll hand the title to Richardson. Peggy giving her last-minute instructions.
Well, the tension is building. This is a possible gold medal right here for Alana Slater. But she's going to have to perform brilliantly to take it. Otherwise, the Canadian Richardson will walk away with the prize.
Scored a 9.125 yesterday. She needs better.
Crowd silent. They know what's riding on this. All but one.
So far, so good. A wobble, that's going to take it away from her. Very difficult now. Flip layout's okay. Still got plenty of difficulty left. Full twisting flip to swing down here. Needs to take it straight. And it's off. This is not good for Slater. I doubt whether she's going to be able to hang on to the silver medal or the gold medal. Hope. And Odie. It's okay. And funnily enough, this has been the apparatus which has been her undoing for most of the season. But today, floor is the one which is probably going to hold her out of this gold medal position. Beam routine's not too bad. But the mistake on floor has cost her dearly, and I should imagine those two wobbles on beam are going to prevent her from scoring the necessary 9.15 to come up ahead of Richardson. But what a comeback. You can only admire her efforts. Second tumbling line on floor, and she hasn't given up all day. I have to admire her for that. I think Richardson realised that it's probably her title. And being congratulated by coach Elena Davidova, 1980 Olympic all-around champion.
I think a great smile of relief. The tension over now for Slater, regardless of what the score is.
And there we go. That wobble's going to cost her 0.2. Flip layout is fine. And full twisting flip coming crookedly, and that's at least another 0.15, maybe 0.2. So I think this routine will probably score maybe 8, 9 if she's lucky. The question is whether she can hold on to a silver medal position ahead of Beth Tweddle.
Richardson and Davidova looking anxiously at the score. At the scoreboard, rather.
And Richardson realises she has won the all-around title. Slater obviously disappointed at 8.75.
That keeps her in second place at the moment.
And Beth Tweddle in with a chance for the silver now. If she gets a 9.026 or higher, she could oust Slater for the silver medal.
Gail Campbell from Scotland in the meantime.
Campbell obviously not in the hunt for the medals. Wobble there.
And off. As the scoreboard stands at the moment, Kate Richardson in the gold medal position. They can't take that away from her. Alana Slater in second spot, Sarah Lauren third. They've all completed this rotation and the competition, of course. but best Tweddle of England to come.
Yeah, Tweddle scored an 8.85, and I've been watching the floor scores throughout the competitive season, and I'm not so sure that Tweddle has actually ever scored a 9, but you never know with a hometown advantage what she can do. Double Arabian, not too bad. One and a half through to 2. Oh, triple twist. Two and a half twist to a very good finish.
It's going to be a close run thing. She needs 9.026 to take the silver medal away from Alana Slater. Can she score it? Crowd thumping the floor, willing the judges to lift the score.
So she's performed this routine well, and it's certainly possible for her to get a score sufficient to take that silver medal away from Slater.
She certainly threw everything into this final routine. Worthy of a good score. How good will it be?
And it's just enough. She's in second
She's
spot.
got it. 9.050.
Unfortunately for the Australians today, not putting on their best performances, all of them making mistakes, and you can't expect to be in winning positions with mistakes. Gail Campbell, 7.65 for that beam routine.
Final, they're in the 4th rotation. Let's go back to Liz and Gary.
Purnell needing a very high score to come up into the medals. Something up there, a 9.4. Flip layout, a little bit of leg form problems, not full extension. Split jump, full turn. And a 1.5 twist to finish. A good competition for Heather Purnell today. No major errors.
Not going to put her in the medals, though. There's the gold medalist, Kate Richardson. Definitely hers. Slater has let the silver slip. Well, she had it taken away from her. She didn't let it... Well, I guess she did let it slip. Unaccustomed error from her on the floor routine early. She was unhappy on the balance beam. Rebecca Owen, her final routine.
Ball falling. Good triple twist, doing a good job on her second and third lines.
Crowd go wild for the home team. And we're coming towards the end of the competition, and there's no threat to the medalists now. Heather Purnell's score goes up at 8.475 for the balance beam and finishes with a total of 35.40.
There we have Kate Richardson, coach on her right, actually who is from Manchester originally, and national coach Andrei Rodinenko behind her.
Becky Owen, 8.350.
All the tension being released at the end of the competition for these young athletes. Come up short on her first tumbling line. It's full twist in, back out. Can't get it around.
Finishes the competition on 34.90. So there's been a lot of emotion spilled on this arena in this women's all-around competition. And so the medal positions are set in concrete. Kate Richardson of Canada, the gold, the women's individual all-around, Beth Tweddle of Great Britain, the silver, Alana Slater of Australia, the bronze, Sarah Lauren, good performance to finish in fourth in her first major international competition, fifth to Heather Purnell.
So, a busy night at the main stadium and all heroes with such lofty ambitions. Australia's women gymnasts came to Manchester to defend their team title. Could our talented teenagers withstand the pressure of England and its home fans?
What a beautiful one.
Sensational.
A question answered with authority.
Gold for Australia in women's gymnastics.
The youngest champions we've cheered coming of age at the Commonwealth Games.
There for Kerrin McCann, 35 years of age. Her four-year-old son would be so proud of mum. 11th at the Sydney Olympics, now the Commonwealth Games champion, and well done to the Aussies, 1, 2 and 3 in the women's marathon. Well, all was not sparkling for our golden girls of gymnastics in the first half of the women's individual all-round final.
She's in big trouble already. No. So unfortunately for Alex, the composition of her bars has been out of order. 2.5 to front layout. Oh, she's down. Badly judged, and that's the first time I've seen her fall on this apparatus in a very long time. Oh Oh my goodness, she's ripped off the bar. She's added the Healy turn into her routine. She's finished the pirouette too late and just unable to hang on. Well, could you believe it? 3 for 3 of the Australians making major errors in the first half of this competition. She's off. It's not going to be her day, unfortunately.
Weakened, yes. Demoralised, no. Despite the stacks, we're picking up the competition with Australia in medal contention against some strong Canadian performances. Your commentators at the GMX are Liz Chekovich and Gary Wilkinson.
On the floor, Kylie Stone of Canada. Her compatriot, Kate Richardson, competition leader.
It will be Nicola Wells from New Zealand, and on the floor, Kylie Stone from Canada.
Stone received a 9.125 for this routine in the teams competition. Very strong tumbler. Double turn with a leg at horizontal. She'll get a bonus for that. Pull in, back out, landing it well enough, a little bit forward with the shoulders. Straddle jump, full turn, and what should have been a tuck jump double, but I think she's a bit short on that. I'm hoping to pick up a lot of bonus points with these jumps or turning jumps that you're seeing. Arabian double front, unfortunately short on the rotation. Well, it's very interesting to see the field here performing definitely worse than yesterday, almost across the board, perhaps with the exception so far of Kate Richardson, who's come out firing on all cylinders. Whip, double pike. The crowd is very quiet as well. Not much encouragement overall.
Well, I think they can sense that a lot of these girls have got problems out there today, just not hitting the mark. Except, as you said, for Kate Richardson, we've yet to see her in this rotation. She'll be coming up shortly on the vault.
And don't forget that Beth Twirtle is in with a good chance now. Disappointment there. She's just got to put it behind her.
Easy to say, hard to do, I guess.
And there we have a whip through to a double pike at the end of the routine. And there's the double Arabian in the second line. It's most important to pick up the rotation on the takeoff, and she hasn't been able to do that. Rather, actually too high and not enough rotation.
Kylie Stone, a flood of tears. And the score, 8.675. Well below the score she posted in the teams competition. Now Heather Purnell on bars.
Got an 8.25 in the team competition, but she did have a fall, so she should do better than that this time around. All right, pull through to Ginger, some leg separation on the catch. Nice underswing to handstand on the low bar, immediately connected to her toe shoot up to the high bar. Fell on this in the team competition. And a little low also today, but manages to stay onto her feet.
Heather Purnell of Canada. And that just about brings us to the end of the third rotation once we get her score. And it certainly is developing into a thriller. The Australian girls who look to be in such a dominating position at the start of the competition after scoring so well in the teams event have all had their problems.
Purnell putting together clean enough bar routine. Not a great amount of difficulty in the routine itself.
.750, that's going to confirm her in 4th place overall after the third rotation. We'll check the full list of placings in a moment. Just waiting for them to come up on screen, but Kate Richardson, there she is at Canada, 27.700, ahead of Alana Slater, not by much. Beth Tweddle of England 3rd, then Heather Purnell of Canada 4th, Becky Owen of England, Sarah Lauren of Australia in 6th place, Nicola Willis and Gail Campbell.
On floor, she represents Australia. It's Sarah Lauren.
Sarah Lauren, the final rotation, the floor routine, 6th position at the moment. Looking for something really, really outstanding here.
Beautiful double Arabian. Whip, whip. Good triple twist. Need clean dance. All of these dance connections are very important for her to pick up bonus points. Good double twist forwards. Connections. If she stands up this last tumbling line, she's almost certain to move ahead of Tweddle. She does. Gave me a nervous moment with that deep squat. Now she has to outscore Beth Tweddle by 1.16.
Well, that was as good as it comes for Sarah Lauren. Just 14, 15 in a couple of days' time. The pressure enormous in this final rotation for the women's all-around. Now we go to the vault runway. Kylie Stone.
And easy vault for Stone to open. Just a Yushchenko layout.
Interesting here, the way the final rotation is structured. The two at the top of the competition, Kate Richardson and Alana Slater, we're going to see pretty much back-to-back. Richardson on bars, Slater on beam. That's going to tell the tale in the competition. First fault, 8.725.
And Yushchenko with a full twist. Lauren looking rather subdued, thinking what might have been, except for that floor routine.
What about a score here for Sarah Lauren? 9.500, and that does put a certain amount of pressure on Beth Tweddle.
It does. Tweddle will only need about an 8.3 to come in ahead of Sarah Lauren. But what a great experience for her, unfortunately making mistakes today.
Kylie Stone walking away after averaging 8.850, taking her to a total 34.5 for the competition. Willis 26.025 after the first three apparatus.
Powers down the runway. Front pike with a half out. She's a good vaulter. Girls from England have always been strong on vault and tumbling. Unfortunately, that vault doesn't carry a very high start value. So no matter how well she performs it, she can only get a 9.6. She does perform it well. Good position. Spots the landing.
Second vault. First 9.150.
Now she's going to do a vault from the Sukahara family, which means she'll have a front entry with a half turn or a quarter turn onto the horse. And backward salto off. Suk full. Well, that's a very nice vault for her second one. 9.5 start value for that, so very tidy performance there from Willis.
Alana Slater of Australia, the bronze. Sarah Lauren, good performance to finish in fourth in her first major international competition. Fifth to Heather Purnell.
Representing Australia is Alana Slater.
And Alana is a person who's very gracious, even when she doesn't perform at the level that she might have. She's a terrific sports person. And underperforming by her standards today, but still strong enough to win the bronze medal.
The bronze medalist, Alana Slater from Australia.
The silver medalist, with a final score of 36.387, representing England, Beth Tweddle.
Excellent floor routine from Tweddle at the finish to snatch the silver away from Slater. She needed a big score.
And you can't take anything away from Tweddle today. She made no errors, very solid routines on all four apparatus. She did what she needed to do today. Personal best score of 36.387.
But the queen of the individual all around is Kate Richardson from Canada.
And the gold medalist and Commonwealth Games champion with a score of 36.750, representing Canada, it's Kate Richardson.
Beautiful performances today. She opened with a 9.6 on the beam, put the pressure on the performers to come behind her and didn't miss a beat after that.
Canada's first gold in the gymnastics competitions here in Manchester.
The women's individual all-round Commonwealth champion, Kate Richardson.
The women's...
And it's the women's individual all-round final featuring the top 24 gymnasts from the teams competition. The Australians coming off the high of their gold medal performance in the teams event. We pick up competition with Alana Slater's floor routine. Your commentators are Liz Chetkovich and Gary Wilkinson.
Australia's best on floor, Alana Slater.
Very good whip triple to start. Difficult line here, a combination pass. 2.5 to front layout. Oh, she's down. Badly judged, and that's the first time I've seen her fall on this apparatus in a very long time. Double turn. Jump double. Now it's essential she gets this tumbling line right. And spring double twist forwards. Can't afford to hold back. She's okay on it.
Well, a good finish, but the pressure of the occasion telling on 2 out of Australia's 3 competitors on first apparatus. There we go, 8.875. I think a little relief there. Kate Richardson from Canada.
3/4 to Hansen. Oh, she just about lost that. Very strong to hold it into position. Turn followed by a straddle jump. It's her gymnastic connection. Front aerial, connects it nicely through to Corbett flick. This is a good routine. The whistle goes. She has 10 seconds to dismount. Flip, flip. Oh, well, that is an outstanding routine. Stuck double dismount.
They know, now we know, 9.6.
10-0 start value, so well done for Kate Richardson.
Kate Richardson confirming them again. 36.750 from Beth Tweddle, 36.387. Alana Slater, 36.362. Sarah Lauren, 35.687. The top 4, followed by Heather Purnell, Nicola Willis, Becky Owen and Kylie Stone.